Hi, today we are going to discuss about support vector machines. To learn about support vector machines, first thing we should know is what are support vectors. Support vectors are the data points closer to the microplane, hyperplane and influence the position and orientation of the hyperplane. So using these support vectors, we minimize the margin of the classifier. So here we have two different data points. This is one kind of a data point and these are different data points. So we want to draw a hyperplane between them. What is hyperplane? Hyperplanes are decision boundaries that help us classify the data points. So to classify these data points, we want to draw a decision boundary which is basically hyperplane. Here we have two different data points and we have to find the hyperplane for this. So there are many possible hyperplanes which could be drawn between these data points. This is one possibility of drawing a hyperplane. Here B1 is a hyperplane which classifies the points, square green points and these points. So we can even draw, there is another possibility of drawing a hyperplane which could be drawn like this B2. So similarly, we have n number of possibilities to draw a hyperplane. As we can see, we can draw as many of as possible between these points, two different data sets. So the next question which arises is which one is better? So so here we have to find we have to find the best hyperplane possible to draw between these data points. So which one is better? How will we find which one is better? Is so to separate these two classes of data points, which is this and this, we can draw n number of hyperplanes between them. But our objective here is to find the hyperplane with maximum margin. So the best hyperplane is which has the maximum margin between the support vector points and the hyperplane. So among these B1 and B2 hyperplanes, we have to choose which one is the best one. To define a better hyperplane, we check the margin between the support vector points, support vector points are which are near to the hyperplane, and we check the margin between these points. Based on that, we define how which hyperplane has the maximum margin is the better one. So here B1 has the maximum margin. As we can see, this is the margin from B1 and this is the margin from B2. So B1 has the maximum margin. So B1 is the better hyperplane. So among this B1 and B2, we have larger margin for B1. So B1 is a better option to choose as a hyperplane for these points, these set of points, data points. So here we have our equation for our hyperplane. Since our hyperplane is in a two-dimensional space, and we have a linear equation for this hyperplane, which is here. This is a hyperplane is represented in the form of linear equation where w where this is the direction vector and b is the ordinary arbitrary constant. So here we have margins as well, linear equation for the margins as well. Since we have two different data sets, to classify these data sets we want a linear equation. Here f of x is a function. Here f of x is a function which is equal to 1 when our linear equation is greater than or equal to 1. If it is less than or equal to -1, the function is, the linear model is -1, as we stated here, as we can see in the graph here. So to determine the values in the linear equation, we have to find the margin. This is the formula to find the margin, where if the width of the margin is greater, then the linear model will have the maximum margin. If it is less, it will have the minimum margin. So for the constraint, we have, for the constrained optimization problem, we have multiplier method, where we find the support vector points. Here in the graph, let's take example of this linear SVM graph. So here this and this point are called support vectors because they are near to the hyperplane. As we can see, this is the hyperplane. The points which are near to the hyperplane are called support vectors, vector points. Here 65.52 and 65.52.61, these two are the support vector points. So after we found the support vector points, so these are decision boundary dependence are on support vectors. So as we check the data for linear SVM, the equations for linear SVM. Now we have a problem. What if the hyperplane is not linear, like it can't be linearly separable? Then when it is not linearly separable, when for example we can see here in the graph, we can't separate the two data sets here with the hyperplane. So in this case we have another method where we call the slack variables. We can find the slack variables. These are the formulas to find the slack variables, where these slack variables are dependent on the hyperplane. So if we are not able to find the hyperplane for the data sets, then with the maximum margin between the support vectors, we will have slack variables which will depend on the hyperplane type. So these are the slack variables. Here we can see it depends on the slack variables. So we can find the optimized hyperplane by using these slack variables in the hyperplane equation. When the decision boundary is not linear, for suppose here we can't draw a linear hyperplane between these two to classify these two data sets. So in these cases we have quadratic plane hyperplane equations or other like hyperplane equations. So similarly, we can see here as well. Here we have a higher dimensional. It's not a two-dimensional plane. So we have higher dimensions. For this, we have a quadratic equation which represents the hyperplane here. So we have the equations here, which where we can find the hyperplane in non-two-dimensional space. So here we use the dot product to find the hyperplane when we are in more dimensions, when the hyperplane is in more dimensions. So this is kernel trick where we do the phi of x of I and dot product of x of I and phi of x of I and phi of x of j, which is which is called kernel function expressed in terms of coordinates in the original space. So these are the equations to find the optimized hyperplane for nonlinear SVM. So this is another example of nonlinear support vector machine. So advantages of using this kernel is we don't have to know the mapping of function phi, and computing dot product in the original space avoids curse of dimensionality. So not and there are some limitations for this kernel method, which is not all functions can be kernels. Must make sure there is a corresponding phi in some high dimensional space. So these are the limitations to use kernel. So we have some characteristics of SVM stated here. So overfitting is addressed by maximizing the margin of the decision boundary, but the user still needs to provide the type of kernel function and cost function. So we can maximize the margin when we draw the decision boundaries, like if the linear or non-linear hyperplane is there. So we can maximize the margin, but the users still need to provide the function and the cost function for this. And it is difficult to handle missing values in this case. And this is robust to noise, high computational complexity for building this model. So those are the characteristics of support vector mechanism. So this is the conclusion where we can see that how we can find the hyperplanes, how important it is to find the optimized hyperplane for different sets of data. Thank you.